Hello everyone, welcome to We the People, a podcast dedicated to all things anime, from the perspectives of an advanced viewer, casual, and beginner. I'm your host, Daniel.
Welcome to the Church of God, brothers and sisters. My name is Malcolm Hamilton.
7-Eleven was a part-time job. My name is Jake.
Where were you going to go with this, Malcolm?
Huh?
Where were you going to go with that joke? I'm actually really curious. I don't really know.
Are we in now?
I'm reformed, brothers.
Oh.
It's episode 100. I am being rebirthed like Jesus came out the tomb 3 days
out
later.
Out the tomb and out the womb, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yes. So we are episode 100. It's been a long journey for us here at Weeb the People Incorporated. And
some might say 40 days long, like the passage of Jesus in the desert. Anyway.
Get out
anyway.
I'm back.
So yes, we'd like to thank you all so much for joining us on this amazing journey. And yeah, it's been over 2.5 years that we've done this, going on 3 next year, in 2021. So we've had a blast doing this show, and we have some awesome things that we're going to be showcasing and talking about in today's episode. We're going to be doing a review over the past 2.5 years. Basically, we're going to talk about each of our favorite shows that we've done over the podcast, how many shows we've actually reviewed, plans for We the People, what we have in store for you guys in the upcoming future, and stuff that we've learned over the years doing this podcast, what we learned in general for podcasting, for anime, whatnot. And then we have a little extra segment just in case the three of us want to talk about something else. So, yeah, so sit back.
Hey, Dave Chappelle. Hey, not now.
Chappelle Show.
Wait.
Chappelle Show.
I'll tell you when you can come on.
But yes, so thank you guys, and sit back, relax, and enjoy 100th episode. So yeah, let's start off with the favorite show that we've done. So over the 2.5 years that we've done this podcast, we have done, and we just counted, 42 show reviews for the podcast. So yeah, that's including, like, if we watch the same show, like a Gretsuko, and then like a extra season, like we watch more than one season, then we're counting that as a different show for just, it's easier to showcase that and number it like that way. So we've done 42 animes, and so yeah, we're just gonna go talking about which was our favorite, which was our least favorite, and yeah. So I guess I can start. So with that, everyone already knows my least favorite, Trash Sidonia. That literally does not come as a surprise. For those of you who don't know, that's Knights of Sidonia, but it's so bad, it's so inconsistent. The animation's garbage, everything about it's garbage. The plot's garbage, the characters are garbage. Yeah, easily my lowest rated show that we've done on the podcast, and probably my most hated show that I've watched in anime just in general. So that's my least favorite. My most favorite.
And trust me, he's seen Cars 3, so he's pretty upset about it.
I've seen some stuff. Excuse me. My favorite show that I watched here on the podcast first, that I didn't watch elsewhere, like outside of on my own personal time, was easily Astro Lost in Space. That show was really freaking solid. The character development was really good. We had a fun time talking about everybody's developments, their personalities, and I remember Malcolm was like, hey, make sure you categorize their disorders and shit. And I was like, bro, what the hell? But no, it like...
yeah, it helps.
It really helped. It really helped with the discussion, and it made everything so much more like consistent, and it helped like me keep track of what was going on. The story plot was really well done. The twist at the very end, or close to the very end of the show, I'm not going to spoil it for those of you that have not seen that, but I definitely recommend Astro Lost in Space. And once you do watch that, go check out our review. We had a blast reviewing that. So that's my least.
That is episode 61 for those who don't want to dig.
There you go. Thank you, Malcolm.
Nice. Thank you, Malcolm.
Perfect. But yeah, that's fine.
You can skip 17 and 18 because that's Trash of Sidonia.
Just don't.
Yeah, just don't do it.
Not worth it.
I was so young. Okay, so as far as what we want to talk about, like favorite shows, I want to chime in a couple of mine. But are we all mentioning the bad show that we don't like? Because I feel like Knights of Sidonia is that for me as well, for pretty much the same reasons. How many of our good shows are we doing?
Well, let's start with one and then see how that conversation goes.
Okay. I'm going to pick a series. I won't call this my favorite out of all these, but consistently it's been the one that I found to be very consumable and just funny. I love Agretsuko. I think like it's very grounded, and as someone who works in a corporate environment, I absolutely can relate to it on multiple levels, and it's just funny, like modern day humor. So I definitely love that. Definitely not the most flashy animations or complex plots, but just a very fun. It feels like one of the most realistic slices of life that I can think of that is meant to be a comedy. So that's a lighthearted one that I recommend. We did actually 2 seasons of a review on that. So
Season 1 was episode 53.
Boom.
Season 2, give me 2 minutes.
Fact check. Write that down.
No. What are the counts now? Malcolm, what are the counts right now?
Put the pressure.
Shoot, I'm going to guess 72. That's probably definitely not right. No.
See,
no, that's
unreliable.
Avatar. That's
absolutely
Avatar.
unreliable.
Oof.
All right. Well, we're looking for a third member of the
That's
podcast.
meta commentary.
But yeah, Gretsuko's just like Hello Kitty for adults.
Yeah, basically.
It's cute. It's fun. And it's got anthropomorphized animals and not the weird sexually charged way as Beastars.
Beastars. So.
Yes.
Speaking of favorite shows, no. No.
Yeah, we'll just start with one. Go ahead, Malcolm.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Astro Lost in Space, but I'm actually going to lean just a little bit more towards Promised Neverland. If you take out the whole minstrel thing with the aunt, maid lady, it's a pretty good show. Like the twists in Promised Neverland hit me a lot harder than Astro Lost in Space because you could kind of slowly one by one piece the pieces together in Astro Lost in Space, but in Promised Neverland I was like, yo, the fuck?
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, I don't curse anymore. Yo, the
Yikes.
Yeah. Oh, I added the podcast so I can edit that out. But yeah.
It's going in the video on YouTube, guys.
Darn. But speaking of murder mysteries, Daniel likes Astro Lost in Space. I picked Promised Neverland, and the next show we're going to watch, I've already watched the first 2 episodes of. It is a pretty good murder mystery played. It's like Nancy Drew, but with anime people. It's pretty tight.
Nice. So those are our favorite shows. And we definitely enjoyed reviewing, discussing, listening to, talking about all those 42 shows. Obviously, you had some like Trash or Sidonia, which were just garbage. And that created our policy where basically by 3 episodes, if at least one of us was like, yo, this is terrible, I really don't want to continue on, that's where that policy came from. Because we struggled, all 3 of us struggle bust through that to finish it and review for you guys. And
that was back when we watched 24 episode shows.
Yeah.
Holy hell. That was bad.
And like, it was rough. So definitely did not enjoy that show, but we did learn from it. So I guess there is a positive to that.
Yeah, after going through all of 2020, we do not have the time to suffer any more than we possibly need to.
Yeah.
Sure. That time is for me to enjoy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And watch girls play around in tanks. Girls in Panzer.
Girls in Panzer. But yeah, so those are our favorite shows. Moving on, for plans for Weeb the People in the future. We've been talking amongst the 3 of us, and we really want to do more Twitch streaming, so like gaming and stuff. As you guys know, as long listeners of the podcast know, we do play a lot of League of Legends, and especially with League of Legends 2, basically, that just came out. We have to learn.
Is going through the roof.
Hey, you know how there's power creep in anime? There's definitely power creep in LoL now.
Like, the items got totally revamped and stuff, so it's going to be a long journey trying to relearn League, basically, seeing what items go with what champions and stuff. But we definitely do want to do more Twitch streaming for that and provide more content for you guys there. So definitely check that out. We already have a Twitch channel, and we've done some Twitch streams, but it hasn't been consistent just because, unfortunately, we're all working adults, and it's really hard to get the time for all 3 of us are together. So we're not sure just yet if we're only going to record when all 3 of us are available, or if one of us has the time and we could just do that. But as long as it's on a set schedule, we'll figure that out, and we'll keep you guys posted on that. But we definitely do want to do more Twitch streaming. Yes, Malcolm?
Right, and it won't just be League of Legends. We play other games like Among Us, and if I get a capture card, you're going to see a bunch of Hades streams, me get my ass kicked in this weird platformer game that's badass. And if I ever get it set up, I will do like a hangout session while I draw for fan art Fridays. So you can watch me draw and be like, damn, you really don't just trace things, huh? Yes, I don't. I cursed again. Man, cannot keep up.
No,
with anything.
no, I don't know why you're even
20
trying.
years
I don't know why you're even trying. There's no point.
I don't know.
So, but yes. So we have.
I have a drawing request, Malcolm. Do you think that
The cutoff is 11 inches for
Okay.
Okay. Just wanted to put that out there before you make an unrealistic request.
I was wanting to know, basically, would you be willing to draw fan art of Jimmy's mom from Jimmy Neutron as Lana Del Rey for me? Is that possible?
Well, folks, check in on 11/13 for the weirdest thing you'll ever see on Instagram.
11/13.
I need it for my new meme format template. I want to see her go crazy.
You got it.
She's holding a gun. What's she doing?
All right. Well, ignoring Jake's weird requests, moving on.
While I fulfill this over here.
Oh, that's not my weirdest request. Malcolm?
So,
all right.
Moving on. We have Twitch, right?
SpongeBob and Patrick is cat dog. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
There you go. We're making a Discord channel, and we're doing the framework for that. We're building the channel as we speak. We're trying to make it so it's really interactive, and we have multiple channels where we can discuss multiple things, whether it be anime, manga, video games, what have you. If you guys want to just chat with us, if you guys want to look for more people to discuss, not only our shows in general, but like a more concrete anime community, we're definitely fostering that on our Discord. We'll let you guys know once again whenever we have that finished, because we've been building it, we've been making progress on it. But once again, the whole working adult thing kind of sucks sometimes. So we're definitely working on that, and keep your eyes and ears posted for that. More news is that we got feedback for when we did have a guest on the podcast. Matt, thank you so much for joining us for the review. We definitely enjoyed that, and a lot of people really liked that too. They said, a lot of you all said that it added a different personality, more unique discussions based on, since it was a different person that nobody's really used to and stuff. So we'll definitely do more of that, as you guys really enjoyed that, and we really enjoyed it too. So look forward to that. Another big thing actually, is that when we are reviewing shows, we're going to be changing the format of how we do that slightly. So as y'all know by now, we would normally go, not really episode by episode, but kind of in a linear format and talking about the show or whatever as we discuss things. And at the very end, we would wrap things up. Likes, dislikes, would you watch it again, recommend it to another person, your final score. And we were discussing this, and we came to the conclusion that it would be more time efficient for everybody, easily more digestible episodes for everybody to listen to and review and listen to, whatever. I know I'm repeating myself. But so we're switching it over to where we're going to be doing kind of like just talking about 3 main points that each of us have about the anime that we're reviewing at the time. So maybe it's a big like, a big dislike, whatever have you. And that's going to be the meat and potatoes. And then at the very end, it's going to be the questions are going to be, would you watch it again, recommend to that person, and your final score. Just so it's a little bit more concise, because we found that a lot of the times in certain shows,
like repeating ourselves.
Exactly, we were repeating ourselves, and we just kept on going in this loop, and we were like rambling on. And so we decided after a discussion that we're going to change the format of that, and we know a lot of you guys like it and prefer it when we have the shorter length episodes, like 20 minutes to 30 minutes. That's what you guys really like. So we'll try to aim for that, because I know a couple times when we'll kind of go over that, we'll go 45 minutes to an hour. And for us, it's tiring too to do a very long episode like that. So
I'll say, as someone with a very short attention span, when I see a video link or a podcast that's 40 plus minutes long that's not Dan Carlin, I go, no, never again.
Yeah.
So that for us too, it's going to be a better format where we're going to be able to just deliver like much more concentrated information about the show, the really careabouts that we really enjoyed, or the things that we thought, hey, this is what made the show good or bad. And then everything else just kind of gets thrown aside, because if you're watching the show with us, you know the plot for the most part. We'll talk about the big beats still. If there are interesting dynamics about the show, we'll talk about that. But the idea is we talk about things that we enjoy and dislike already in the main format, and then we just give our rating at the end. And so hopefully the format is around 20 to 30 minutes for those episodes, if not a little bit shorter. We just think that that's going to make for better content overall.
Yeah. So yeah, those are our plans for the future, near and far future for Weeb the People. So once again, just a quick summary: Twitch, Discord, more guests, and changing the format of our anime review episodes. So look forward to that, especially the Twitch and the Discord stuff. We'll keep posting on our social medias, so make sure to keep up with that so you can get all the latest and up-to-date news with We the People information. Yeah, so moving on to our next segment is we kind of wanted to do like a review of what we've learned over the years, not just in this weird year of 2020, but the 2.5 years that we've ran this podcast. And we're not gonna really. This is more what's the word I'm looking for? Stream of consciousness. We don't really have anything. Like I don't know what Jake and Malcolm are gonna say. So because I mean obviously we've learned and we've absorbed information differently, right? But we're gonna talk about what we've learned so far in the past 2.5 years of the podcast. So for me, it's interesting because it's really helped honed in doing this podcast. Because before I even did this podcast, I was super weeb. Like I still watched a bunch of shows and whatnot, but I would just watch the shows, enjoy it, and I'd forget about it later on. Whereas now I'm doing a podcast, and I find myself having to write more detailed information. I'm having to explain more topics thoroughly and how to explain my personal opinions on the show. It's helped me whenever I watch shows that we're not doing on the podcast. It helps me like dissect and analyze them just for my own, I guess, personal benefit, and then to help whenever I see somebody like in real life and they're talking to me about or asking, what's it called, for more information about a show, I can actually just really easily give it away and be like, okay, this is the points I like, boom, 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 boom. So that's been really nice. It's been really cool and interesting to see myself notice that. So that's something I've noticed, learned.
Yeah, if you go back to our earlier episodes, our reviewing skills are god awful.
Yeah, they were really weird. It was wonky. I know. I had a couple buddies that were like, "Oh yeah, I listened to your first episode and it was good," and I was like, "Huh?" Like,
Yeah.
Saitama wears
what
a
you're
yellow
talking
suit. Yellow looks good on anime characters. 10 out of 10. Crunchyroll, give me my fucking money.
it was weird, and all of us have this
Good to
thing,
learn.
and Malcolm had to experience first before the rest of us experience this. Listening to your own voice when you're having to like edit, record, review your episode, it's weird. It's kind of like it's jarring a little.
Yeah, I nearly like re-recorded my voicemail on my phone because I was like, I don't want to sound like that.
Yeah.
But now all I know is my voice. Stay woke.
And now that we've been doing more video, like YouTube video and editing, and I'm having to do that. I remember the other day, I think we were talking amongst the three of us, and then I heard myself talking, and I was like, wait, but I'm not talking? What the? And it was weird. But it's been interesting because then now you notice speech patterns that you do, and you notice you're able to dissect more information from how all of us talk when it's like a third person point of view rather than in the moment talking about it, if that makes sense. So that's been something that's been interesting to learn. And my God, if you guys have never done YouTube video editing, YouTube like videos and stuff, it takes a long time because whatever video editor that you do use, you have to obviously like format the video however you want it, and then you have to export it. And then once you're done exporting, then you have to import it to YouTube. That takes another long time. Each YouTube video probably takes me like 2.5 hours, the entire process. So, and that's on top of having to watch the show, having to write your show notes. It's like, oh, what are we talking about discussion-wise? Researching for this. You get the idea. So, along with that,
First
time
of
down
all,
that shit.
we are recording on Veterans Day. Thank you, veterans. But also thank you, YouTuber, because God, it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it really is.
All those garbage things you watch and consume on YouTube takes at least 3 hours minimum, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
Thank you, YouTuber, today. But most importantly, thank a veteran.
Mm-hmm. For sure. But yeah, those are stuff that I've learned. I've talked a lot, so I'm going to let the other two have their chance. So take it away. Take it away, Penny!
Thank you. First of all, Malcolm, I hope this bit that you're continuing on does pay off in the end. I'm
really
very
hope so,
excited
too.
to see where it goes. I'm truly excited. Second thing is, I found where the mystery popping is on my mic. Sorry in advance, Malcolm. It's my hair clip. I like to pop this when I'm walking, or like when I'm talking. It's a nervous tick.
Nice.
So I just realized I have these. I'm going to toss them across my room so that I don't continue to do that. So sorry, everyone who had to listen to my voice and all this popping over and over and over. It's not my mic. It's my hands.
It
I'm fidgeting.
is Jake's fault.
Sorry about that.
115 hours of agony.
Well, okay.
Over
No.
clip.
I take that back. So the standard little crackles and stuff,
Oh.
that's in my mic. I don't know how to fix that.
Oh, okay.
The big, like you had mentioned a couple episodes ago, the popping noise, that is the hair clip piece.
Oh, okay.
So just say it.
6 hours of suffering.
Yeah, 6 hours of stuff.
That's not as bad as 112. That's fine.
No. Sorry about the mystery pops. I have no idea how those came, and I don't know how to fix it. So as far as what I've learned, besides my hair clips make noise, is I think when I came into the show, I didn't know a ton about anime. I'd watched like 3 anime at that point.
3 animus.
And 3 animus. And I had
Zoids 2.
Zoids and Zoids 2. The Zoids, Zoids Reloaded. But I just had a very narrow view of what anime was. Mostly because I wasn't allowed to watch it as a kid. I didn't really understand like the culture of I didn't watch Yu-Gi-Oh or Dragon Ball Z growing up. I didn't watch any traditional anime. The only foray into that was Miyazaki films, which are very good. I mean, they're fantastic examples of anime, but that is not all of anime. There's a wide spectrum. And so I had these 2 bins where I was like terrible trash anime or god tier anime. And that was all that I thought existed. And really, the more I've watched shows, I see there is a large spectrum of quality in the anime. Something that, this is clearly just a churned out production to hit on a hot topic of the time versus like, hey, this is a good idea and concept, but they either didn't get the execution right. There was some weirdness that kind of like muddled the story. I think a great example of that is Knights of Sidonia. Fantastic world building idea of like space combat and the idea of like things take, we're talking about battles on the range of multiple kilometers, like thousands of kilometers, and you have to time your physics and your math right. Really cool world building for the combat. Terrible execution for the rest of the show. Terrible character development. So it like goes in the trash bin. But there are some cool pockets and things that you can take away that you like. And then on the upper end, you really appreciate when anime does almost everything right. And it's in my opinion, it's very hard to find that in shows. So when I do watch those, I can really appreciate them more. I was watching Cream of the Crop, like top rated Miyazaki films and like Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. And that was my bar for anime. And now I think I've lowered that expectation like any other show and medium should. There's going to be good parts of it. There's going to be bad parts, but you're not going to watch a god tier show every time you watch anime. And I think that's something I've taken away.
Nice. Oh, just let me chime in real quick. For those of you that are just listening to the podcast and have no idea what's going on visually, Malcolm just keeps on looking off into the off screen and he's like talking to somebody, but he lives alone is a thing. So we're hoping it's like this pays off. So we don't know.
Yeah. And we do apologize because kind of like how comedians have visual comedy to their sketches and it's infuriating to listen to it on audio tracks, that it is probably very confusing for you if we don't do the narration. We got to do the Amazon voiceover for hearing. Yeah, it's like for the hearing disabled, like they will do descriptive captions for silent.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
They'll describe what's happening. And my favorite is like posts where people will watch movies with that descriptor on. Like someone's like, I watched Cabin in the Woods with this description on, and it tells you like everything that's happened. Like girl hides in corner as zombies break through window. Like, and they thought it was a character in the movie, and they're like, this is really meta.
I love that guy.
And then they were like, oh, that was post. They're like, well, I argue that this is better than anything. This is the way the movie shouldn't be watched.
That's funny.
So we need that for a podcast.
Yeah, but moving on to things that I've learned, which is about to be reflected right now. If you're going to commit to a bit, at the very beginning, make sure you fully understand what the bit is you're committing to. Because I remember I said, hey, Dave Chappelle, chill out. And then I remembered, nothing Dave Chappelle says is pretty okay to say on a podcast. So now I've just been pretending, thinking, what's the most PC thing Dave Chappelle said recently? I'm blanking. I even this entire phone time I've been like, okay, he's making fun of white people. He's still making fun of white people. George Bush? Nope. Doesn't come out good. So, comedy. It's hard and ain't easy, especially when it's improv, because I trust me, none of the stuff that I do, any of the cold opens, none of it's written down. It just comes off the noggin. Not everything's gonna stick to the wall. You're just gonna have to throw a lot of spaghetti at it. And this one, maybe it'll pay off at the end when I think of some good Dave Chappelle skit. But now, I am formally apologizing for disappointing all of you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you for setting our expectations, calibrating them, I should say.
And in episode 100, it's all about growth. And a big thing that I've learned about this podcast is how to have a conversation with someone. Like, we all can have a shared experience. Like, we could all do band. We could all watch The Bachelor. I'm just getting further and further away from all you people, right? But you can have a certain thing. But in order to like actually form a good like relationship with people and have quality conversations, you have to like critically think about something, listen to how other people view it, and then in your own mind, as kind of quickly, because this podcast, the video format, there's no way to hide like, oh wait Jake, you said this thing 5 minutes ago, but in like the audio format, it's like you got to be quick on your feet and you have to always be aware of the situation and find ways to make your thoughts short and as jam-packed full of information to make a meaningful, I guess, comment about something and not turn into like those people in your shitty English classes that are like, well, piggybacking off what DeMarcus said, and when DeMarcus piggybacked off Karen, blah, blah, blah. It's like,
we're guilty of that sometimes, but I think we've gotten much better at
so much better.
Yeah. Not completely reiterating points and adding something of our own.
It's like that meme where it's like, yeah, you can copy my homework, but don't make it exactly the same. That's kind of what we do sometimes. But after 100 episodes, we have definitely gotten way better at that. Yeah. So I appreciate.
Well, to piggyback off what Malcolm was saying.
My butthole.
Also,
to reiterate verbatim what he said.
I just want to say, Malcolm, from episode 1 to now, you are a much more vocal member of our podcast, and I feel like you found your voice, and I love it.
Yes, and my voice is also not in my car, in the driveway of my house.
Oh, man, so, I remember that.
R.I.P. cat who scared the shit out of you.
Oh, I miss that.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good moment in the podcast history.
If we had video recording for that, that would just be my Facebook profile picture. Just me getting scared shitless from a cat.
Swears.
You know Malcolm. What? We're growing, but it's 2020. So like,
it's 101. That's when it'll happen.
There it is. There it is.
There it is. We still have an episode to go.
I'll actually go to church on Sunday. We'll see. I'm not gonna make commitments I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well,
David, stop.
David, no.
Funny man, great man. I love the dude. I love his work, but he's been popping cigarettes. Oh my god.
But yeah, no.
That
so
boy chain smokes,
and it's interesting because Malcolm brought up some good points about how, and Jake did, how we've grown as reviewers and podcasters and I guess public speaking in this weird format. I don't really know. Maybe that's not the term I'm looking for. But
endorse me on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we just endorse each other. That's all we do. But you know, we've definitely found our niche spots in this podcast, and we each have our role in the podcast and how we discuss and deliver information, but to make it also in a entertaining and fun format as well. So it's been really fun, and we're still learning. We're constantly learning, constantly refining our craft, if you will. But yeah, so that's all the stuff that we've learned. Do you guys have any other things that you want to touch base on, wanted to talk about? Now's the time of the podcast.
Nah.
I do have one very important thing to say. Should I? That's right, folks. We're doing music from now on. I've got a keyboard, and it's not going to be good. I figured that out. It's trouble for everyone.
It's there. I see it. It's
Key the people.
Key and peel.
Key is in music. Malcolm.
Oh, it's Keegan Michael Key. Oh.
There he is. I've sent Malcolm down a dark spiral.
So everything that we've learned, actually, grab the closest iron and smooth your brain, and that's Malcolm right now. He's smooth braining. So
He's smooth
all the
brained.
folds that he had up until this moment, gone.
Yep.
So
That surface area density lost.
it's pretty bad. So
It's gone.
yeah, cool, awesome. Well, thank you guys for listening so much. Episode 100. It's weird thinking that we've gotten to this point. It's fun. It's awesome, and we have so much more in store. So yeah, anything you guys want to talk about, mention, blah, 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 before we wrap it up for today? Does Dave have anything he wants to say?
Yeah, he's been writing on this notepad this entire time, and he watched me fumble that joke, and he was like, okay.
More content, baby.
So if you hear the name Malcolm in his next Netflix special, it's about me in this very moment.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
All right. Well, with that, we would like to thank Joakim Karoom for the use of his music in our podcast. The intro is Dreams, and the outro is Lowrider. Links to his contact info will be in our show notes. If you enjoy listening to us, please make sure to rate us on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, or wherever you listen to podcasts. I keep trying, so that's something I need to learn too. I keep trying to do this by memory. I can't. It's very long. It's like 2 paragraphs long. So
Well, it always changes. So
and it always changes really. So I try my best. If video format is more your thing, then make sure to check us out and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Weeb the People Podcast. Check out our website, weebthepeople.com. Make sure to follow our Twitter handle at Weeb_the_people, Facebook page, Weeb the People, and Anime Podcast. And finally, our Instagram, Weeb the People Podcast. And if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to DM us on any of those social medias or email us at weebthepeoplepodcast@gmail.com. Thank you guys so much for listening, for joining us on our episode 100. For those of you that have been there since day one, episode 1, thank you guys so much. For those of you that are just joining us in this journey, we have a lot to look forward to together. I am your host, Daniel.
Henry, I see you. I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. And everybody else, we peaked at Ratatouille. We should have stopped right there and ended humanity. My name is Malcolm.
Best mecha anime.
And as always, I am stumped to find a rebuttal after Malcolm's very fun, quippy comebacks. So we'll just say it again. Ratatouille was the best mecha anime. My name is Jake.
To piggy up, this has been Weeb the People, and have a great evening.